There are many people we will run into that will influence us, either in the past or in the future. For me, teachers have done a lot in my life. Many have stood out. But right now, I can only pick one who has meant the most. When I first went to Beaver Lake Middle School, I had many teachers, unlike elementary. Out of all the teachers, I have never met one like this one. His name is Mr. Betzler. He was by far one of my favorite teachers in life. He is fun, different, and always there. I know for a fact that I cannot wait every day to go to science. Mr. B was able to teach me science in a fun way without it feeling like I was doing work. To start off the period, every day, he would open a joke book and say a couple of jokes. Near the end of the year, when he went through the whole book, he took out another joke book, but it was on pickles. He also insisted that we call him Mr. B instead of Mr. Betzler. I remember when we were learning about atoms, how John Dalton made an atom diagram that looked like a muffin. Mr. B told us whenever we heard John Dalton's name to yell out, "The Muffin Man!" no matter what class we were in. He also made students feel special by giving everyone a nickname that he would call them instead of their real name. There is no teacher like Mr. B. He was very different. He told us funny stories that happened to him, like when he went to his store, there was a sign on the front that said hippies must use the side door, and he used the side door. He also had really long hair at the beginning of the year. Every Friday was Aloha Friday. We got to listen to music while we did our warm-up. Mr. B would have strange replies sometimes to people's questions, or just jump into random conversations, acting like he knew what was going on. He'd also say before a test, "No looking at other people's papers. I'm looking at you, John. I know your secrets, like if you're wearing a neon orange jacket, that means, what did you get for 10? I know that if you're chewing on your pencil, it means the answer for the next 3 is false. And I know if you're avoiding eye contact with me, it means, oh God, please help me. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm on to you. No cheating." Mr. Betzler was there for anyone. He told us that if we ever needed to talk to someone, we could talk to him. He also told us about how he saved a girl by talking to her when he noticed that she was acting a bit different. The next day, she thanked him and told him how she was going to commit suicide that day, until he talked to her and made her day. Mr. B never knew that she was planning to do that either. He also helps and runs the humanitarian drive for kids in Africa. There's also a huge project that's over around 700 points called the Discovery Project. Mr. B was willing to stay after school and help students look over it. Mr. B was also happy to help students learn how to study for tests and not to worry about them. I know that even if you're a kid who hates school or their teachers, there's always one that'll mean something to you. Whether you met them in the past or you'll meet them in the future. I know Mr. B is one teacher I'll remember forever, along with other teachers at BLMS and Cascade Ridge Elementary. Mr. B has always and will be there for anyone, no matter what they have done. One thing I'd like him to know is I'll always remember his quote. I have it on my binder and in my room. Because you have to remember, it's the attitudes and habits you develop now that stay with you for a long, long time. Develop good habits and a positive attitude, and you will always find success.